Hello everybody and welcome to another A plus 1102 lesson with a bunch of practice questions at the end. Today we're going to be going through exam objective 1.7. I'll tell you everything you need to know about this section over here on the left. We're just going to go through this dot point system requirements for application. We'll go through all of this and then at the end I'll give you practice exam questions to give you an idea of how ready you are for the real exam. So let's go ahead and get straight to it at lightning speed because I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. The first thing we need to know about is 32-bit versus 64-bit dependent applications. So applications generally are designed to run on specific different operating systems, whether that be 32-bit or 64-bit. Remember, 32-bit is x86, but 64-bit is x64 when it's represented. So it's kind of confusing that way, but that's just how it is. So 32-bit being the lesser capable of the two, 64-bit being the more capable of the two. So you'll want to make sure that you do check compatibility based on your system architecture. If you have a 32-bit application, don't try to run a 64-bit, if you have a 32-bit system architecture, don't try to run a 64-bit application on that. It's not going to work. So make sure you check your compatibility based on the architecture that your system does have, and you can find that in your system settings, that information. 64-bit systems can often run 32-bit applications, but not vice versa. So if you have a 64-bit operating system, you are likely going to be able to run 32-bit applications. But if you have a 32-bit operating system, you're almost certainly not going to be able to run a 64-bit application. That's simply because the more powerful operating system can run the less powerful, for the sake of this, shall we say, application, but the less powerful operating system cannot run the more demanding or more powerful application. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's what we need to know for that one. Dedicated graphics card versus an integrated graphics card. Demanding applications like video games, video editing software will often require a dedicated graphics card with dedicated video RAM or VRAM for smooth performance. This is referred to as a discrete graphics card. Now this one's tricky because the word discrete generally means like it's hardly noticeable, right? So when I think of discrete graphics card, I think of an integrated graphics card, which is where the graphics card is actually like a part of the motherboard. It's like, where's the graphics card? I can't even tell. It's just a part of the motherboard. It's very discrete. But in this instance, a dedicated graphics card, like the big bulky one that's specifically designed to deal with difficult tasks, is called a discrete graphics card. All right, so just keep that in mind. They might refer to it as a discrete graphics card in your exam. So make sure you remember that discrete means dedicated graphics card. Whereas an integrated graphics card is it's integrated within the CPU. So it's a part of the motherboard. It's generally suitable for basic tasks, but might struggle with resource-intensive applications. So if you're playing games, doing high-level video editing, you're generally going to want a discrete graphics card. VRAM requirements. VRAM handles video processing and memory. Higher VRAM requirements indicate that the application has higher graphical demands generally. So again, video games, video editing, that kind of thing. If you don't have enough VRAM, you may experience lag, stuttering, or graphical glitches. So you want to make sure you check the VRAM requirements and that you do have hardware that can live up to those expectations. And then also RAM requirements are important. If you don't have adequate RAM, you may experience slowdowns, crashes, or inability to run the application. So make sure that you look at the application and how much RAM is the minimum requirement for it to run smoothly, and that your system does meet those requirements. CPU requirements, again, the CPU handles core processing tasks. Applications generally specify the minimum CPU speed and sometimes even specify processor generations. A slower CPU then the minimum requirement can lead to performance issues. So you want to make sure your CPU meets the minimum standards. Essentially, all of this can pan out, guys, to the fact that you want to make sure your system meets the system requirements. But we're just getting as specific as we need to for this exam objective. Now this one, external hardware tokens. Certain applications might require specific hardware tokens. So you might be given an external USB that you need to actually plug in order to use a application or software. So you might be given a USB dongle, for example, in order to authenticate or to give you access to the functionality of that software or application. So you want to make sure that you do have that if it is required. And then, of course, storage requirements. Basically, you need to have enough disk space to be able to store the application that you're going to be using. That's it for that one, really. If you don't have enough, it can prevent installation or lead to errors. Some questions on this. All right, we'll go through a couple of questions. Hopefully that all made sense, and we'll get through these pretty easy. So here's the first one. Kind of questions you might experience on your exam. The question reads, you're looking to download a new video editing software program. This software offers two sets of system requirements, minimum and recommended. What is the main benefit of checking the system requirements before installing the software? A, it ensures the software will look visually appealing on your computer screen. B, it verifies your computer's hardware and software meet the minimum specifications to run the program, avoiding potential compatibility issues. C, system requirements are just suggestions, and any computer can run any software program. Or D, checking system requirements can help you identify whether a discrete graphics card is necessary for the best output. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Pause the video if you need more time. The answer is B. It verifies if your computer's hardware and software meet the minimum specifications. This one, guys, obviously a lot of these are true, right? Like, if you do meet minimum requirements, you are going to ensure you get maximum visual appeal out of your video game, for example, but that's not the main benefit. You are going to make sure that you're aware of whether or not you need a discrete graphics card, but that's not the main benefit. The main thing is you're going to make sure there's no compatibility issues, and you're going to make sure you meet the minimum specifications all around. So that's just the most correct answer out of those three. The next question reads, you are considering a new game but are unsure if your computer can handle it. The game lists Windows 10 64-bit as the minimum operating system requirement. What is the most important factor to consider in relation to this requirement? A, the amount of free storage space available on your hard drive. B, the version of bit architecture for your OS. C, the specific type of graphics card or processor you have. Or D, how much RAM your computer has. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1, now. It's B, the bit architecture of your OS in that particular circumstance. Hopefully we got that. These questions are pretty easy for this one, but hopefully we did get that one. We'll go ahead and do the next one. You're looking to upgrade your computer for video editing. You know the video editing software can be demanding. Which statement best describes the role of a dedicated graphics card compared to integrated graphics for video editing tasks? A, both dedicated and integrated graphics offer the same performance for video editing. B, a dedicated graphics card provides more processing power and memory specifically for handling video tasks. C, integrated graphics are always the better choice for video editing because they are built into the CPU. Or D, dedicated graphics cards are only necessary for gaming, not video editing. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Now, the answer is a dedicated graphics card provides more processing power and memory specifically for handling video tasks, and that is B. So again, hopefully we got that one, guys. Not too much explanation needed there. Look, I skipped that last one. If you did find this video useful, head over to journeytocyber.com. I do have my A+ 1102 learning guide where I break everything down, not only by exam objective, but by every dot point within every exam objective, where you get comprehensive notes, active recall questions, and practice exam questions, just like you got in this video, all broken down by every dot point for every exam objective. And then I've also got a simulated online, a bunch of quizzes you can take that randomize these questions, make it a lot more challenging, give you a simulated examination experience. So here are some things people have said about my last learning guide. Your learning guide is goated. I don't comment a lot, but it helps with organized information and helps me piece things together more easily. Update, your notes definitely helped me pass my test today. I downloaded your learning guide and I can already see that it will help me immensely with studying. I tried other popular resources but struggled absorbing the material. Will you have one for the 1102? That's what we're talking about right now. It's available and ready to go at journeytocyber.com. So again, broken down by every dot point within every exam objective, comprehensive notes, active recall questions, practice exam questions, and a randomized online quiz simulated exam experience there for you, ready to go. If you grab that, you'll be as happy as this guy. And hey, if you don't, I'll see you in the next video. See you guys. Bye.